This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a Saturday edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion here on the channel. And let me tell you, what a crazy day yesterday. That Yes Pugliarvi offer sheet. But more specifically, I don't know which one of you shared something on social media somewhere, but that me being wrong about Kyler Yamamoto and changing the top six and all that fancy video I did a couple May 16th ago, I think. That caught fire yesterday, and all of a sudden we had a 1,900 view day here on Dolynny TV. And I don't know if that means anything to you. What it means to me is it's the best, most viewed day on Dolynny TV since March 7th. No, not March 11th, not March 12th, March 7th. So even before the pause season took hold. And for that, thank you so much. I appreciate every single view that you guys came in and tuned in for yesterday, whether you tuned in to an MLB The Show 18 video, now you see a new Dolynny TV video and you're like, what the heck's this guy talking about the Oilers for? Well, I appreciate you coming on by. So let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, today, really, I can't seem to find anything major before noon here on a Saturday about the Oilers. We talked about the possible play-in against Chicago. We can talk all we want about a 24-team format. Unfortunately, if you kind of followed exactly what happened last night, is they talked yeah, this is what we're going to move ahead discussing, but we aren't finalizing it. So we'll just hold off for now and we'll wait on that news and we'll continue on. So I wanted to take a second here, because as this discussion moves forward, well, that means if they're talking about a 24-team format, regular season, call it done. That doesn't mean we're going to the off season, but call the regular season done. So if we're calling the regular season done, we need to kind of review what happened for the Edmonton Oilers, and I thought the best breakdown would be month by month, because by the time we get to December, I've got a little bit of a story for you that'll make some sense, and I hope this gentleman's still out there that really defines how this season went for us as Oilers fans, because, hey, you know what, every single season, in my entirety as an Oilers fan, has been a journey. Well, let me tell you, this one, no different. So let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, the story of the year by the record of each month. So October, you might remember the 7-1-1 start, right? That was, man, Oilers land was buzz. There were people planning the parade route, all that. And I think, yes, to a degree, a lot of you were skeptical. A lot of you were probably in the right to say, no, whoa, chill out. Don't be doing something dumb like that and cursing it. Well, you know what? Yeah, okay, fine. 9-4-1, still a very good record. And for the Oilers, a great record, considering how low the expectations were by many coming into the season. So, some people still on the fence. Well, you get into good old November, and let me tell you, November was an interesting month because those that weren't on the bandwagon were really becoming big naysayers at that point, right? Anyone on Twitter, anyone on Facebook in the comments of live streams, that thing, there were a lot of people saying, no, we are done. We are not going anywhere. Do you see what this team's doing? Even if they win, they're losing kind of deal. And, well, you know what? That's when I shut down the streams for a little while, from about November all the way into, I believe, early January, I believe. But then, well, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, we get into December. And you thought it couldn't get any worse after November. Well, that 5-8-1 record, that was a real jump off the bandwagon, jump off the season for a lot of Edmonton Oilers fans. And this is personified, not to make an example of them, but just kind of judge where the Dolynny TV fan base of Oilers fans was at, right? This is something unique about what we've built here on the channel, is the fact that, yes, we all have our varying opinions, but one person can kind of measure how everybody else is feeling. That's kind of the general consensus, because I can see it in views, peak times, that kind of thing, as to how people are judging the Oilers based on what's going on current results. And I had a gentleman come into my store and actually recognize me just before he left, and we were chatting about the Oilers. I'm like, oh, thanks for watching. I hope you've been enjoying lately. I've had some good stuff. And he's like, I haven't been watching lately. And I'm like, oh, why? What, did I do something wrong? He's like, do you see what the Oilers are doing? I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess. And for me, I was straight up in denial, because coming into the NHL season this year, I was straight up, no way in heck the Oilers aren't making the playoffs, right? I was You know, I was gung-ho, no negativity, let's go, let's go, let's go. That's why I shut down the live streams. I didn't want to be Captain Negative. I didn't want to kill off the buzz that I had going for playoffs this year. And, well, you know what, 5-8-1 in December, man, that was a hard time for us. Because especially considering what we went through October and November. If you were just taking wins as they were, not really taking too much stock into the bad things, we were doing all right until December. Well, then, as I mentioned right off the top, let's go back to that Kailer Yamamoto changing the top 6 thing. Everything changed New Year's Eve when Kailer Yamamoto came up, and we had this heck of a gutsy, weird game where we blew a huge lead against the New York Rangers and then potted an empty netter to win it. And I mean, guys, I was out having a heck of an adventure on New Year's Eve. I was in Calgary, Airdrie, Crossfield, all kinds of places partying it up. And I got out to a house party, and ladies and gentlemen, my goodness, you know what? Buddy there, he looked like he had seen a ghost. Because he had some money riding on the game. And my goodness, the Oilers just about blew it. And I have never seen a guy on New Year's Eve have more of an excuse to party it up than after the Oilers pulling that one out, thanks to a Kailer Yamamoto empty net goal. So that nets win number 5 of the month against the Rangers to close out the year. And, well, that leads into the month we knew the Oilers were legit. And the reason I say that is, I mean, you know what? Sure, you can say a 6-1-2 record in a month really goes to personify, yeah, this team's legit. They're going to do something, especially now that it's January. But when you look at the teams we won against, all right? Saturday morning, an 11 a.m. game. Guys, that's a trap game any day of the week, any day of the year in the NHL schedule, especially when it's out on the East Coast, especially when you're in Western Conference team. But let alone, it's January 4th against the Boston Bruins, in which we won 4-1. All right, you know what? That snapped a 9-point streak. 9-game point streak for the Bruins. It was an absolute incredible game. I didn't live stream the whole time because I had a sore throat or I was dying from something. I don't know. Who knows what I had at this point, right? Guaranteed. And then, well, you know what? We follow it up. Everybody said, you know what? Big win against Boston. Emotional high. No way. The Oilers go into a Monday night game and win against the Leafs. Well, that one, whoo, that one was fun. 6-4 against Toronto on the road, and we got the job done. Okay, so you know what? Fine, great, dandy. I submitted. We were losing against Montreal on the 9th. But the Oilers, this is why I'm saying January was the month we knew they were legit. They took that curse of losing to the bad team that was having a bad go and crap in the bed, and, well, they went out there and got the job done against Montreal. Now, obviously, January 11th, the follow-up game to the big loss against Calgary in December. Whoo, was that ever a follow-up? Yeah, Kazi and Kachuk, yeah, you remember that one. Then, okay, Nashville, who's also having a great season. Well, we went in there and got them done. Now, this one. This one was a big one, and I was there for it. In the Sportsnet Lounge, thanks to my buddy Brad for the tickets there. 7-3 against the Arizona Coyotes. And I have never seen the Oilers mop the floor with a team that badly in a first period in my life. My goodness, they put the boots to Arizona like it was no tomorrow. And wow, 7-3. Got a little sloppy towards the end, but I mean, come on. Saturday afternoon game at Rogers and you're up big, yeah, you're going to let in a couple of weak goals, but whatever. 7-3, big win, 4-goal win still nonetheless. Now, January 29th against Calgary, that one a 4-3 shootout loss. Hey, you know what? We had to lose that one so Riddick could stick flip and set up February 1st, right? No, that one, again, crappy to lose that one in a shootout skills comp, whatever. But, again, back to the reasons the Oilers are legit. And the second we knew the Oilers were legit, you know what? You lose a game, an emotional game against the Calgary Flames on the 29th. Everything kind of came full circle from the 11th, but there was still some remnants left over. And you were facing Calgary on a big Saturday night game. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we had to go in to St. Louis at home. after an emotional game with an emotional game coming up, and this was, again, similar to that Montreal game, and maybe why it was a 4-2 score for the Oilers, a trap game. The best team in the Western Conference. Well, what did I say about the Oilers being legit to finish off that 6-1-2 record? Yes, sirree. They punched their ticket and got the job done. I should have, now that I'm thinking about doing this video, I should have went out and done the predictions videos I did from every month and kind of revisited what I had charted there, but we won't worry about it too much, as it's a 6-1-2 record in January, and then we knew the Oilers were legit. Everybody's on the bandwagon. We're going for playoffs. Let's go. And you kind of look at the records the rest of the way through. We were getting the job done. Yeah, 7-5-2, not pretty, but that's 9 games out of 14 with points. That's going to do you all right in the playoff run. And you do look at where we finished up on March 12th when the season paused. Yes, sirree, we were in second in the Pacific Division. 3-2-1 in March. We still had time to improve that, and man, she could have been fun. April's not even on here because we didn't play a single game in April. But all told, all in, all done, all said, 71 games played, 37-25-9 record. You look at that one. That is something to be nice and proud of as an Oilers fan this season. And now we look forward to what this playoff format's going to do. But that's right, month by month, that's kind of the story of the season. There's been a lot to it. And it's been a roller coaster of a ride just like every other year. And this one, you know what, hopefully gets that fairy tale ending of getting back to hockey, getting back to playoffs. And at this point, it's not about going and chasing the Stanley Cup. It's about getting in there, playing some good hockey, getting out of the play-in round at minimum, and going out and making some noise. That's all we want. Because next year, year after, the Athletics already talking about a 2023 Stanley Cup. Expectations low. Just play hockey. That's my expectation. Just play hockey again in the 2019-2020 NHL season. Guys, I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will catch you in the next one.